Welcome to Live DAF, your online DAF Yomi Shir.
Shalom Aleichem and welcome back to today's DAF Hayami GITTEN Nun Vav. We are holding on Nun Hey Amud Beis, Rabbi Yehuda, at the two dots which are 8 lines from the bottom. Says the Gemara, Rabbi Yehuda, my dichsiv. What does the pasuk in Mishlei mean when it says, Ashrei Adam Mefachid Tamid? Fortunate is a person who is in a constant state of fear, of pachad. Now, of course, we're not speaking about being overly paranoid or in a state of unnecessary worry. Rather, as Rashi explains, we're speaking about being conscientious, aware of our actions and the consequences thereof. Roya es anoilat, being responsible and conscientious, having the foresight to look ahead. So this fellow was fortunate, as opposed to a person who's obstinate and oblivious. Umak shaliboy, he is yibal b'roa, who'll end up stumbling and failing. So what exactly is this pasuk referring to, says Rabbi Yehuda? We have 3 examples of lack of foresight, which generated dire consequences. First example, Akamsa or Bar Kamsa, because of these 2 individuals. One whose name was Kamsa, the other Bar Kamsa, because of the mix-up between these 2 people. Charav Yerushalayim, it brought about Yerushalayim's destruction. Number 2, Atar Nagoyla V'Tar Nagolta, because of a male and female chicken. Charav Tir Malka, this great district called Tir Malka, Har HaMelech, was destroyed. Number 3, Ashaka de Rispaka, because of a wheel of a wagon. Charav Beitar, it brought about the destruction of Beitar, and of course all these involved reckless, irresponsible behavior, exhibiting lack of foresight. So case number 1 was Akamsa Ubar Kamsa, Charav Yerushalayim. What was the story behind this title? Dahu Gavra, there was a certain fellow, the Rachme, whose friend's name was Kamsa, Ubal Debave, and his enemy's name was Bar Kamsa. Very, very similar sounding names. Some learn they were a father and son. Rashi seems to learn that they were just 2 strangers, Shnei Yehudim. In any case, Avad Sudas, this fellow, name unknown at this point, was making a celebration. Amli l'sh'amei, he turns to his butler, Zil Aisili Kamsa, please bring my friend Kamsa to the meal. Ozil Aisili Bar Kamsa. The Shamash got confused, and he, instead of inviting Kamsa to the party, he brought in Bar Kamsa, his arch enemy. Asa Ashkechet, so the host, making his rounds amongst his guests, suddenly discovers his arch nemesis, Bar Kamsa. Dava Yosef was sitting there enjoying himself, thinking that perhaps the host is trying to be makar of him, trying to make amends. Suddenly the host notices him. Amarle, he tells him, look, what are you doing here? Michti. How gavra bal de bava? This man, meaning you, are a perfect enemy of myself. Dahu gavra. My boy, Sach, what are you doing here? Kum paik, please get out. Amarle, said the fellow, desperately trying to protect himself and avoid embarrassment, pleads with the host, please. Look, once I'm here, Shavkan, please, let me be. I'll pay you the entire expense of what I eat and drink. Host refuses. Amarle says, look, I'll up the offer. I'll pay half the party. Amarle says, absolutely not. What if I give you the entire expense? The entire party is on my credit card. He says, no, absolutely not. Nakte biyade, he lifted him by his hands, va'ikmi, picked him up, ve'afke, and tossed him out of the party. Bar Kamsa was very offended. Amar, and he says, Hoyel v'havu yas Rabbanan, look, the Rabbanan was sitting there, the Rabbanan. V'loi mochube, and did not get in the way, did not protest. Apparently they felt they didn't have the ability. Shemamino kenichalahu, apparently they're okay with what he did. And I'm going to get back at them. Ezel, I'm going to go. Eichel b'hu kurza. I'm going to have a Lashon Hara session. Beimalka with the king back in Rome. Eichel b'hu kurza is because they would sit and party. Kurta means they would wink to each other. Just an expression. It means to say he's going to badmouth them. And he actually carried out his threat. Azal Amarle the Kesar. So he went to the Roman ruler and he tells him, Mardavach Yudai, the Jews have rebelled against you. Amarle, so he responds, who says it's true. Amarle says, look, I'll prove it. We'll do the following test. Shadar lehu kurbana. Send them a carbon. We know that even a guy is allowed to be makriv donation, karbanis. Chazas, and you'll see makriv in lay if they'll accept it as a carbon. Now you know if they're with you. Azal shadar b'yadei eglatilsa. So the Roman ruler sends this beautiful carbon, third-born calf, high-quality animal, to Yerushalayim as a carbon. As this fellow was transporting the animal, he pulled a fast one. Shada beimuma. He applied a blemish, a slight blemish, benivs vasayim, the lips of the calf. Some say in the eye. It's a minor blemish. Duchta didan have a mumma. So this type of mum is considered a blemish with respect to our karbanis, meaning amongst the Israel. It makes it puzzle. But for a guy who wants to be makar of a carbon to Hashem out in a bummer, an improvised mizbeach, he can do that. Lav mumahu. It's not considered a mum unless it's missing a limb. So it's like a loophole. It didn't appear to be a mum to the Geisha Kesar, although to us it was. And this fellow knew that we're going to be stuck because we can't be makar of this carbon. But to the Kesar, the Roman ruler, it's perfectly fine. Right? So this is a mum for them. Love for us, love mumahu. For them it's not. Rabbanan picked up what's going on. They figured, okay, we have to do this as a carbon. We have to accept it, lest we get into an issue with the Malchus, which can end up no good. Amar Lahu Rabbi Zachariah ben Avkulas. Rabbi Zachariah turns to him and he says, you can't. The integrity of our Messiah, of our Torah, overrides that factor. Because if we accept this carbon, people will say, Bali Mumin Kraven Gamim Mizbech. You're allowed to be Makrim Balmum. They accepted his opinion, and they did not accept the carbon. So they figured, okay, we're going to be in trouble. Let's kill this person who's stirring up this trouble. It's pekuach nefesh, right? The loyleza v'lema, lest he go back and report to the king that we rejected his carbon. Once again, Amrlu Rabbi Zachariah ben Avkulas Yaimru. Well, if we do that, people will deduce that we're applying a death penalty for a person whose entire wrongdoing, entire sin is putting a mum on a carbon. People will say, Matal mum bekachim yaharik. People will think that this type of crime deserves this type of punishment. So the integrity of our Torah is a stronger factor, and we can't kill him. Rabbi Yehuda Kessler, Shel Rabbi Zachariah ben Avkulas. The fact that Rabbi Zachariah did not act bold enough, his lack of boldness, brought about our destruction. We should have seized the moment, done what we had to do, and protect ourselves. The anvanasusai, the humility, hechrivas beisenu, brought about a destruction of our Beis Hamikdash, v'sarf esechelenu, and burning of our heichal, v'glisan l'ma'atzenu, and sent us into exile. Okay, so this fellow reported back to the king, who got enraged, and concluded that Bnei Yisrael are in revolt. Shadar alayu l'nira and Kesar. So the ruler sends his general Nira and Kesar to attack Yerushalayim. Kikasi, when he arrived at Yerushalayim, he did a kind of test to see which way the wind's blowing, what Hashem has in mind. Shadar gira l'mizrach. So he shot his arrow to the east, away from Yerushalayim, and the arrow conducted a U-turn in sky and headed to Yerushalayim. Asa nafal b'Yerushalayim. He took it as a sign from Shemayim that he's meant to attack Yerushalayim. He did the same thing Lamarav, he shot it to the west. Asanaf Yerushalayim, it turned around and landed in Yerushalayim. La'ab Ruchas Hashemayim, he did it to all four corners. And once again, the same result. The arrow lands in Yerushalayim. Asanaf Yerushalayim. Okay, so he took it as a sign. But he didn't finish there. He continued with another test. Amalei Linuka, he turned to a young boy, a Jewish boy, and he says, Psakli Psukich, please, could you tell me what you're learning? Give me the pasuk that you're holding by. Amalei, so he responded with the pasuk in Yecheskel. I will take revenge. Klal Yisrael will take revenge against Edom, Rome, Esav, for destroying the Beis Hamikdash. So clearly, they're meant to destroy the Mikdash, but there's going to be repercussions. He's going to be punished for doing so. So Niran was now gripped with fear. Amar, he says, Hashem wants to destroy his Beis Hamikdash, but then will punish the perpetrators. And wishes to wipe his hands, so to speak, but Ugavra, this man, meaning himself, Niran is going to be punished for carrying out this mission. I'm not interested. He ran away. He escaped. And he converted. Rabbi Meir was a descendant of Niran Kessler. Some Mepharshim say beautiful word. Niran Kessler halted the destruction of the Beis Hamikdash, light of the world. That's why he was zeicha to a descendant of Rabbi Meir. He was called Rabbi Meir because he enlightened the Chachamim. Midah connected Midah. Okay, so Niran was out of commission. Shadrei Alavayu, Laspicianus Caesar. So the Roman ruler sent another general, Aspicianus Caesar, to replace Niran. Also, Tzaralat Lashni, he came and conducted a siege around Yerushalayim for 3 years running. But they could have survived. They had enough resources to keep them going for 21 years in Yerushalayim without giving up. Hava Bahanu Tlas Asir, in Yerushalayim there were 3 mega wealthy people. One was Nagdiman ben Gurion, one was Uben Kalba Savua, and also Uben Tzitzis HaKesef. Why these names? Nagdiman ben Gurion Shenogdolo Yichava Bavuri, Hashem shone the sun punctured through the clouds on his behalf. We had the whole story in Maseches Tanis. He had borrowed water from a guy to feed the Eile Regalim. Came payday, he didn't have water to pay back. He davened to Hashem, it started raining. Then he asked Hashem to get the sun to come out so that everybody sees that he paid it back before sundown, which was the last day to pay back. So he experienced a nes and a double nes. That was this fellow, Nagdiman ben Gurion, a wealthy fellow. Ben Kalba Savua, why was he called that? He was a big machnes oirach. He would feed the hungry and the needy. Anybody enters his home hungry like a dog. Why would we mention dog? Because he has very little food to eat. He goes in hungry, comes out satiated. And the third fellow was Uben Tzitzis HaKesef. Why that name? Because his tzitzis were so long and he would only walk on carpets. His tzitzis would drag on the carpets that he would have beneath him while he walked through the streets. That's how wealthy he was. There's another reason for this name. His name was Ben Tzitzis, but they added the word Kesses because the kisasai, his chair, his seat, was placed amongst the prominent in Rome. He was close to the authorities. Okay, so we have 3 wealthy people, and they all offered to sustain the nation in Yerushalayim, despite the siege. Chadamar, one of them offered as follows. I'm going to offer wheat and barley for 21 years. The other one offered I'm going to offer wine, salt, and oil. And the third one offered I'm going to support them with my firewood. The Chachamim praised this last fellow because you need a lot of firewood to keep them going for 21 years. So this is the most generous offer of them all. In fact, we know that the Rav Chisda Kulaklid, they have a Musal Shami, all keys to storehouses. He would hand over to his servant. He would trust the servant with all his keys, except for one, bar midetzib, except for the firewood key. That was the most precious to him. The Rav Chizr tells us, akal b'dechiti, in order to process one storeroom of wheat, b'yishitin akal b'detzib, you need 60 storerooms of firewood to process it, to bake the bread. So basically, firewood is, in a way, much more in volume than anything else, and much more precious. So they had enough supplies to support the besieged nation in Yerushalayim for 21 years running. So this could have sustained them without an issue until they tire out the Romans. But unfortunately, there were these biryoine, Rashi says, empty heads, hot heads, fight for national pride, don't give in to the Romans, and they wanted to put up a fight. Amru l'Rabbanon. So Rabbanon turned to the biryoine, Neifuk v'na'avet shlomo ba'adayu. Let's go and make peace with the Romans. What do we have to fight them? Lo yishafkinu. The biryoine didn't let them. National pride. We have to fight to the last. Amar lahu neifuk v'na'avet krova ba'adayu. The biryoine told the Chacham, no, we want to go and battle the Romans. Amru l'Rabbanon. Rabbanon told him, look, let's be practical. Pride aside, let's just be practical. Lemistayim milsa. It's just not going to work. We don't have the ability. So they had this sort of stalemate. Kamu kalinu. So what happened? The biryoine got up and they burnt down all these storehouses to compel and trigger a fight. Kamu kalinu lahana ambri. They went and they destroyed. They burnt down the storerooms of the grains, the chiti v'sa'ari v'avakaf, and suddenly they were beset by famine. And there was a woman, a very wealthy woman in Yerushalayim, Marta bas Baisis, Atirta the Yerushalayim Havi. She was the most wealthy of Yerushalayim. Shadirta l'shlucha. So she sends out her shliach to the market. She tells him, Zil aisli smida, can you please bring me fine flour? At the Uzl, by the time he got to the market, is daven. It was all sold out. Things were going fast. Also, he comes back and tells us, smida leka, I couldn't find fine flour, but chivr sa'ika, I noticed there was some white bread for sale. Is that okay? He was a very honest fellow. He didn't want to. Is it okay if I go back and buy you some bread? Amalei, she says, sure, go ahead, hurry up. Zil Aiseli. At the Uzl, by the time he got to his daven, it was all sold out. Also, Amalei comes and reports to her, Chivra Zalek, I couldn't find any more white bread, but Gushkurik, I could find whole wheat bread. Amalei, she tells him, quickly, go get it. Zil Aiseli. At the Uzl, by the time he got to his daven, it was sold out. Also, Amalei comes back and reports to Gushkurik, I couldn't find whole wheat bread. I can find some barley flour. Is that okay? She says, quickly go. Zil Aiseli. At the other time I got to his daven, it was sold out. And Marshav says we have 4 types of foodstuffs here, 4 types of breads, so to speak, which correspond to the 4 breads in the Lachmei Toida, brought with the Korban Toida, which they lost due to the Churban. So this was Midah Keneged Midah. Shlifa Masana, she happened to be without a shoe at that point. She says, Eipuk va'achsi. Let me go out to the street. I'll see, maybe I can find something to eat. I can find something to eat. Esela parta, bekara. As she was walking, this parta, animal waste, got stuck to her foot. Umeisa, and she passed away due to repulsiveness. She was so finicky and sensitive. Kori Allah Rabbi Yechanan Zakai. Rabbi Yechanan applied to her the pasuk in the Teichacha, which describes just that. Harakabacha va'nuga. The most delicate and sensitive amongst you will be struck down. Ashalinissa kafragla, which one wasn't used to walking, barefoot on this dirt. Igad Amri. Another version of what happened to her was Groi Groi Reb Tzadik Achla. She went out and out of desperation, she noticed a dried fig that Reb Tzadik sucked out and was left aside. So she picked that up to eat. Achla v'sanisa, and she got so repulsed and she died. Umeisa. The Reb Tzadik was the famous Reb Tzadik HaKoyin Yosef Arboin Shnim B'Tanisa. For 40 years running, he fasted and fasted and fasted. They knew that the Beis Hamikdash was going to be destroyed. There was already they had the Simonim, the Sanhedrin were were shut down. So he knew about the impending destruction, and he tried to fast to fend it off. To avoid the churban. And when he would eat anything, he was just like skin and bones. Whatever he would eat would be visible as it was being swallowed, visible from the outside. When he would try to recover from his weakness, he couldn't have regular food. His stomach was so constricted, he couldn't even tolerate food anymore. They would bring him a dried fig, and he would suck it out. And he would suck out the juice, and toss away the fig, and that's what she found. So when this woman was passing away, she took out all her gold and silver, and threw it out into the street. She announced, "Hi, all this, what I need it for? There's no food to buy." The pasuk says, "Kaspam, their money will just be cast out in the streets." Continues the Gemara regarding the Bar Yoinim. Abba Sikra, that was his name. He was the head gangster. Reish Bar Yoini Yerushalayim. He was the head of the Bar Yoinim Yerushalayim, and he happened to have been the nephew of the great tzaddik Rabban Yochanan Zakkai Bar Achse, son of the sister to Rabbi Yochanan Zakkai. Shalach le Rabbi Yochanan sent him a message. Please come to me discreetly. I want to talk to you. Also, he came to him. Amalei, he tells the nephew, "Ad emas avdis. How much longer are you guys going to carry this out? Because you're going to bring destruction. People are just going to die out because of this hunger." Amalei, so the nephew tells him, "My avid, what should I do? My avid, I have no options. If I only interfere, if I should say a word against the war effort, they'll just kill me. My Bar Yoinim will kill me." Amalei, so Rabbi Yochanan tells him, "Look, please think of some sort of strategy for me, the epoch that I should be able to get out of the city and perhaps go meet the Roman, general and work something out with him. Maybe I can achieve some sort of, minor salvation." So the nephew gave him advice. Okay, this is the plan. Let out the word that you're sick, very sick. I'm going to come visit you. And then we're going to pretend that you passed away. And bring some foul-smelling substance, and put it next to you in the bed. People will say, "You passed away." And who's going to carry your bed? Only your students. Why? Don't allow a stranger to do that. So people shouldn't take notice. The kolat that you're lighter than a mace. The inu yad, because everybody knows the chaya, a live person, is kolom, he says, somewhat lighter than a mace. Chay no says atzma, we have it in Gemara Shabbos, right? Avadachi. So he did as instructed, and who carried him? Nichnas by Rabbi Lezer mitzad echad. On one side, Rabbi Lezer was carrying, Rabbi Shua mitzad achar, Rabbi Shua on the other side, two Talmidim Rabbi Yehuda. Kimotel lepischa. Once they got to the entranceway or the exit way of Yerushalayim, Bola mitgrei, so the Bar Yoinim wanted to examine him, wanted to poke him with a spear to see if he was alive or not. Amrlu, so their leader Abba Sikra says, no, that's very dishonorable. Yomru, the Romans are going to mock us. Rabban Dakru, oh look, they struck their Rebbe, so leave that alone. At least they tried to maybe let's push him around. Maybe he'll yell, maybe he'll scream. Amalus, so once again he objected. Yomer Rabban Dakru, the Romans are going to make fun of us that we pushed around our Rebbe. Okay, they relented and they let him out. Paschal Bava, they opened the doorway. Nafak, he left the city. Kimatul, once he got to Atspesianus Kesar, Omar, he greeted him as follows: Shlomo Alech Malka, peace unto you, my king. Shlomo Alech Malka, peace unto you, king. Omar Leisa, Atspesianus responds, Mechayiv is trick teller. You're chayiv misa twice. You did two offenses. Number one, chada. Number one, la malkan. I'm not really a king. You're making fun of me. Malka. Why are you calling me king? Number two, vesu. I malka ana. If I'm really a king, what took you so long to get here? I malka ana ada idna. Until today, why don't you come to me? Rabbi Yehuda responds to both questions. Regarding your first question, I'm not a king. You are. Ivra malka'at. The truth is, you're going to be a king very soon. You love malka'at, because otherwise, Yerushalayim would not have been given over into your hands. Hashem doesn't just give Yerushalayim to the hands of a plain general. The pasuk says, "V'alavonai." which is the Beis Hamikdash, Yerushalayim, Ba'adir Yipo will fall into the hands of an Adir, a great ruler. Vein Adir Lamelech, Adir refers to a king, D'chsiv Hoya Adir Mimenu. Vein Lavanan, Lavanan is referring to the Beis Hamikdash. Al Beis Hamikdash, Nemar, Hahar HaTeva Zev Lavanan. Rashi says, Shemal bin Avinisen Shel Yisrael, it purifies Klal Yisrael and cleanses them of their averas. Now Tosfos asks, well, Yerushalayim was not yet given in his hands, so why is he saying you have to be a king to overtake Yerushalayim? So he says because he's laying siege for 3 years, and he generated this intense famine, so it's sort of, on its way already. Ki'ilu kvar nimsra. So that's the answer to the first question. Although not currently, but soon, very, very soon, you're going to be a king. Regarding the second question, well, you asked me, well, if I'm a king, what took so long to get here? The answer is, well, I have those buryaini, those troublemakers, the isban, who dwell amongst us. They locked the door. They didn't allow me to come greet you. Specialis responds, that shouldn't have gotten in your way. And he responds with a mashal. Suppose we have a barrel filled with honey, and there's a snake wrapped around the barrel. How do you get rid of the snake? Wouldn't they just break apart the barrel to chase away the snake? Here too, you should have burnt down the walls, destroyed the enclosure, and chased away the bar yaini. Yeshtik, Rabbi Yehuda didn't respond. Koreli Rav Yosef. So Rav Yosef related the following pasuk on this incident. Vitema, some say it was Rabbi Akiva. Which pasuk? Meishiv chachamim acher, v'darkam yisakel. At times, Hashem shuts down the well springs of wisdom, such as in this case when he had no response. He could have responded very directly to him. He should have told him. On the same, tune, using the same mashal, he should have said, well, there's another more simplified way less destructive way of taking out that snake. Shaklin and tzavsa. How do you get rid of the snake wrapped around the barrel? You don't break the barrel. You don't destroy the city. You grab pliers. We clutch the snake, the darken. We kill him like that. We leave the barrel intact. That's what we're trying to do. We were hoping to somehow get rid of the bar yoinim and keep the city in peace. Okay, as this was happening, Asa Pristica, suddenly a messenger shows up. Asa Pristica, lay Miraimi, straight from Rome. Armalei, and addresses their general. Kum, get up, the Misle Kesar, the great ruler, passed away, and you were elected as a successor of Amri Hanu Chashivet Remi, and the prominent people in Rome, the Congress decided Lo Sivach Beresha to appoint you as leader. Time to go back home. Just as Rabbi Yehuda said, he predicted that he's going to be appointed ruler, and such happened. Now, Aspasianus had been wearing one of his shoes, and now he's trying to put on his second shoe. It didn't fit onto his shoe, onto his foot. He couldn't get it on. Okay, he says, let me pull off the first one. Get himself another pair of shoes. It wouldn't come off. So he had one on, one off, and he's stuck. Amar. So he's like, what's going on? My high, why suddenly the issue with the shoes? Amar Leis Rabbi Yehuda tells him, I'll tell you the answer. Like the star, don't be concerned. Shmua toiva asilach. It's all as a result of from this good news that you got. The pasuk says, Shmua toiva tedashin etzem. Pleasant news expands one's limbs. So basically your feet grew, and therefore the shoe didn't fit on, and the other one was stuck to your foot and wouldn't come off. Actually, there's a pasuk in Mishlei as well. Ruach ish yichalke machaleyu. And the Vilna Gaon explains, when a person is in a state of positive spirit, a state of simcha, ruach ish yichalke machaleyu can help him overcome sicknesses. It can prolong his life. It can enhance his health. In contrast to v'ruach necheya mi yisa'ena, but a downtrodden person, a state of depression, a state of sadness, and that can wreak havoc on his body. So the emotions certainly affect a person's physique as well. Here as well, says the good news brought about an expansion of his bones. Elamai takante. So Aspasianus wants a solution. He says, what should I do? So Rabbi Yehuda says, very simple. get a hold of a person who you're not really too fond of, and have him cross before you. As the pasuk says, a sad person's bones shrivel and shrink. And then you're back to square one. Avad hachi, so he did as follows, he did as instructed. Ayil, and everything worked. The second shoe fit on perfectly. Amar Leisa, Aspasianus was impressed with Rabbi Yechanan's wisdom, worldly wisdom. He says, if you're so smart, what took so long to get here? We could have negotiated. Why'd you wait till the last minute? Amar Leisa, Rabbi Yechan said, I already told you. Didn't I already tell you? Amar Leisa, he responded, I also disagreed with you. You should have come earlier. Okay. In any case, Amar Leisa, so the general tells Rabbi Yechan, you say I'm about to leave. And I'm going to send another general to take my place, to destroy the Beis HaMikdash. But I want to grant some of your wishes. Ask me for something. Do you have anything that you would like me to give you? Amar Leisa, he says, yeah. He had 3 requests. In the city of Yavna lived great Talmidei Chachamim. So don't destroy Yavna. So this way Torah has a continuity. Number 2, and protect, the family, the chain of Rabbi Gamliel's family, which goes back to, traces its lineage back to Beis David, to Malchus Beis David, so that the family of Beis David will not cease to exist. And number 3, I want you to try to hail the Tzaddik, Rabbi Tzaddik. Vasvasa, and send me some of your expert doctors, the mastering like Rabbi Tzaddik, who will hail Rabbi Tzaddik. Okay. And he granted those requests. Koreli Rav Yosef, once again Rav Yosef responded to the story. V'tem Rav Akiva, some say Rav Akiva with a pasuk. Meshav, Chachamim Acher, V'daltam Yisakel. This was a shutdown of wisdom. He could have asked for something so much greater. He could have taken the opportunity, should have taken advantage to avert the destruction of Beis HaMikdash. He could have asked him, you know what, let us go one more time. Give us another chance. Why didn't he? But who suffer? The Gemara responds, Rabbi Yechanan and Zakkai, in his great wisdom, in his Das Torah, did not want to take a chance. He didn't want to lose it all. Who suffer? And he thought, Dilmakuli highly of it. If I ask for too much, he'll just reject it. Vatsola purt namali havi will have nothing. And some Amadayik in the Lashon, because Aspasianus already told him, I'm leaving, but I'm sending somebody to take me over, indicating that it's a done deal, we're destroying. So he didn't want to take any chances. Regarding the 3rd request to heal Rabbi Tzaddik, how did he do that? Remember, his digestive system was totally constricted, he couldn't tolerate any food anymore. Asvas, the Mashin Rabbi Tzaddik, Maihavi, what did they do? How did they heal? Maihi. So it was a gradual treatment plan. Yoimakama, first day, Ashkiyua Mayodapari. They gave him very, very, very liquefied sustenance. Water in which they soaked chaff. So it has some sort of residue in there, which would, get his system working. Lamacha, the next day, Mayodisi Puka. Water in which more, coarse chaff, which contains a little bit, some flour elements to them, were soaked in that water. So that water was fed to him. So this is a drop more solid. Lamacha, the next day, Mayod Kimcha, flour water, Adarabach Mei, until his system slowly grew and expanded, port to port, little by little, and he was healed. Who did Aspasianus send in his place? Azal Shadri Latitus HaRashi. He sent the great evil man, Titus. And we have several psukim and Dvarim and other places, which the Gemara will now attribute to Titus. It's pretty much a description of what he did. Where is there Hashem? Who spoke like that? The Titus HaRasha. Shechirev, the Gidev Klapi Malo. He blasphemized Hashem. Ma'asa, what did he do? Tafazayna biyana, he took an immoral woman with him. V'nichnas beis kodesh hakadosh, and went to the holiest place. V'yitzei sefer Torah, spread out a sefer Torah, rabba le'avera, and did his avera on the sefer Torah. V'not al saiv, he took a sword, v'gider saparechas, and struck, punctured the parechas v'nasa nes, and there was a great miracle. V'ahaya dam me'batzbetz v'yitzei. Suddenly there's blood trickling out. Tosfos says, "La'idia the kosher of ne'amokim churban beis hamikdash." Hashem was expressing his kaviyachal anguish about the churban beis hamikdash because Savar bar Titus mistook it, and he figures, okay, haragas atzmai, chas v'shalom he killed chas v'shalom Hashem. Shenema shagu tzerecha b'kerev ma'adecha. So your enemy is called out inside the base vad, the place where Hashem, the place of appointment, a place of meeting with the Shekhinah. In that makom, they called out some oisos, and they regarded their signs, such as the bleeding pareches, as a sign of victory or defeat. Abba Chanan Omer, he applied a different pasuk to this situation, Micha Moicha Chasen Ka, which means Micha Moicha Chasen V'Kasha. Who is like you, Hashem, so strong, Kaviyachal, so much self-control, Shato Shemeya Niutze V'Gduva Shloisel Rasha V'Shaisek. Despite the fact that you hear the calls of degradation coming from the Rasha, and you remain silent, you allow him to do it. Dvei Rabbi Shmuel Tana, we have a different brisa based on the pasuk Micha Moicha Be'ilm Hashem, and we learn Micha Moicha Be'ilmim. Who is like you, Hashem, who presents like a mute person who did not respond and enabled them to do what they did? Ma'asa, what else did he do? Notas HaPareches, they took this very pareches, Vasoikim ben Gargusni, and formed into sort of like a basket in which they put grapes, a big basket. He brought all the vessels of the Mikdash, and put it into this pareches wrap, and placed them in the ship, to go and boast back home in Rome about his victory. And the drush is like this. It says Risham Kvurim. Altik Kvurim instead of Kvurim Ella Kevutzim. Gathering. They gathered the Kalim to bring it back home. Atikri Vayishtaku instead of Vayishtaku Ella Vayishtaku, to pride themselves, praise themselves. That's what they have today in Rome. You ever saw the Arch of Titus? It's exactly what it was for. It was a victory. It was a victory arch for when he came back and he praised himself and prided himself. And you see the various vessels, the Eden carrying the vessels, the menorah, etc. And this is exactly what happened here. There's another pshat in this pasuk, Kvurim mamish. We don't change Kvurim to Kvutzim. We leave it at Kvurim. Buried things. Dafilu mila de metamran, even buried treasures, igalgin lahoin, were revealed to the Rishonim for them to take and to loot. Okay, he's en route back to Italy. So all his ships were going fine, but his ship was suddenly confronted with a major storm, about to be sunk. Omar, he says, I think the Jewish God, his power is limited to the watery seas. That's where that's what he controls. Look, I have many indications. But Pari, what happened when Pari confronted Klal Yisrael? Tavei b'mayim, he used the water to destroy them. But when Sisera came to confront Klal Yisrael, Tavei b'mayim, he used the water weapon. Here as well, he's trying to confront me with water. If he's really strong, let him come up with me to dry land, and over there let him strike me down. Baskel comes out and calls out to him, responds to him, Russia ben Russia, Ben B'nai, grandson of Esav Russia, Bria Kala. Okay, I'll take you up on dry land. I have a very small, insignificant creature. Bria Kala, Yeshli B'ilami. Guess what? A little mosquito. Amakarali Bria Kala. Why is she referred to as Bria Kala? The Malna Isla, she can ingest. Well, she doesn't extract anyways. They're basically a very flimsy, minor creature. Very low functioning creature. Aleli Avasha, please, be my guest. Come up to dry land. Let's see if you can even wage a war against this little mini creature. Let's see. Okay, Aleli Avasha. So Titus arrived at dry land. Bo Yitush, immediately a mosquito comes and flies straight into his nostrils, into his brain. In 7 years running, this mosquito was grating in his head. It so happens that one day, he's passing by the entranceway of a blacksmith, the Benafcha. So the mosquito got scared of the sound of the arzaft of the hammer, and it silenced the mosquito. Omar, Titus was all excited. I found a solution. So Kol Yom, every day, Maisu Nafcha, they brought a blacksmith, Umachikame, who would bang away in front of Titus to quiet down the mosquito. And he had a pay system. Nachri, if it was a non-Jewish blacksmith, Yovle Abrazuzi, you're paying 4 coins for his services. Yisrael, if it was a Jewish blacksmith, Amalei, he says, I'm not giving you anything. Mistayach, it's enough for you that you enjoy watching me in agony. The kachazes besanach, that you're watching the agony of your enemy. So you wouldn't pay. At lesson Yemen, Avatach. This lasted for 30 days. But past 30, mosquito got used to it. And it no longer was an effective antidote. Given the dush, once he got used to it, dush, it just became a regular thing and did not shock or impress the mosquito. Tanya Amar Pinchas ben Aruba, Anya Yisi, I was amongst the prominent people of Rome. Anya Yisi ben Gdeli Rami Kshemes, when Titus passed away, Pasu etz Meichai, they opened his brain, his skull, Umatsu beKetzipa Drar, and this mosquito grew and became bloated, the size of a certain bird, Mishkal Slay Slime, weighing 2 sela, a huge creature. Masisa Tana, and a Brisa, we have a different version, Gozel Bashana, like a bird a year old. Mishkal Shlei Litrin, the size of 2 liter, weighing 2 liter. Amra Bai Naktina, we have a Kabbalah, that he looked like this. Piv Shal Nachoshes, his beak, his mouth was of copper, Vitzirpan of Shal Barzel, and his nails were like bars, like iron, whether literally or figuratively, sharp and destructive like metal. Kavakamayis, when Titus was dying, Amrlu, he gave them his instructions. Lik leyu lau gavra, please burn this person, meaning after he dies, burn me up. V'levadru lekitman, and spread his ashes, ashev yami, all amongst the 7 seas of the world. Why did lelashkeche alahadi yudai? That the Jewish God shouldn't find me, v'luk me medina, and take me to court, apply judgment against me. Okay, continue Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. We began with Ashri Adam Afachei Tamid, a lesson for life, to be Royas Anoila, to anticipate all foreseen results, do things responsibly, conscientiously, in contrast to the stories, first of which we discussed today, Akamtza Bar Kamtza. This host totally embarrassed him, and if he would have only known the consequence of his actions, likewise, the Chachamim who were accepting or rejecting his carbon, again, with proper foresight, perhaps they could have averted the catastrophe which followed. He sent general after general, and ultimately it was Titus who was going to carry out the evil Churban Beis Hamikdash. But of course, he took it personally, and he was prideful, and eventually Hashem got him with that small yitush, and then he met his fitting end. All the best to you, and Hatzlacha Rabbah.